Hi, welcome to ESU 10's EdTech Tips and Tools. I'm Peg Cooper. This week's topic is using Google Slides for creativity. All of our students probably have Google accounts, so why not have them use this really versatile tool for creativity, Google Slides. It's not just for presentations, but to create a new one, you would go to New in your Google Drive and go to Google Slides and create a new one. I've already got one started here. And the first slide that comes up is going to be a title slide. Now I changed my layout. So to do that, you just need to go to layout and I would change it to blank because then you truly do have this blank canvas on which to create and add all kinds of elements that are going to tell your story of what you learned in class. My example for today is kind of like a comic strip, but with a little bit more information than just a comic strip. So if I were studying biomes and I asked my students to show me what you know about biomes, however I'm going to make this assignment, it could be super open-ended, and maybe one of my students might choose to make a comic strip. So in this case, I've got some penguins talking to a rattlesnake, and they're talking about the different biomes that they live in. And then we can go ahead and continue on and elaborate with more information. What I want to show you is just a couple of just where the tools are that you might want to do to create something like that. So first of all, we got our blank canvas, and I just have my slide selected. This is where I can change the layout. But once I want to insert something, I just click Insert, or I can use some of these other little buttons that do the same thing. But you can see all the different things that I can insert. Videos even. These shapes, there's different shapes. The callouts are like the speech bubbles, in addition to rectangles, circles, those types of things. Word art is fun. It's just another way to put text on your slide. And then we can also do lines, and there's some that you can even connect. And so I could have a couple of different rectangles that I connect with one of these connectors and make a graphic organizer. In this case, I inserted a picture, and in order to make it stand out a little bit more like a comic strip panel, I just made that border weight 8 points instead of 1 point. And same thing with this one. And then I inserted shapes called the callout, the one that's kind of like a speech bubble. And then I typed in there. And my favorite fonts for comics are Architect's Daughter, Boogaloo, and Cherry Cream Soda. But if you can't find the font you want, just go to More Fonts and you can find just hundreds of fonts. On this slide, I added word art again, and then I drew a line. That's just using the line tool right here. I inserted pictures again, and then I added a text box with more information. To insert a picture, you click Insert Image, and then you can either upload from your computer. So maybe you went to Pixabay to find an image. That's great. Great use of digital citizenship and finding Creative Commons images. But the search for web part of the Google Suite is it does get you into a Google search, but it does bring up Creative Commons images, those that you're allowed to reuse. So if I searched for rattlesnake, I could find tons of images there. There's a lot of other ideas. If you access our EdTech Tips and Tools slide deck, for each one of our videos, we have a slide with the video on it, and then we have a slide with a bunch of resources. And I'll make sure I put a ton of resources in there for you. But just kind of going through here, you could pause the video and just look at some of these different ideas. Here you see comic strip like I demonstrated, posters. It's really just like a digital poster board without having to go to a tool such as Canva. They already have their Google login, so let's just have them use that to create. So I hope you give it a try. One of the beauties of any Google Doc, Google Slides in particular, is this blue share button. And so I could invite somebody to work on this with me, or as the teacher, I could have the whole class working on one. And what better way to get ready for an assessment is to have access to everybody's thinking. So it's not just between the teacher and the student anymore. The whole class can benefit from each other's thinking and creations. So remember, Google Slides, it's not just your PowerPoint in the cloud. It's perfect for creation.